Reason number one that your next boat should be a Camus. Our 100% composite stringer. This is your boat's skeleton. Lightweight, yet super strong. You'll never see it, but you'll be glad it's there. It's a dirty little secret. It's something that none of us want to admit that we know or think about. Whether it be consciously or unconsciously, we know that when we put fish in the live well and drive them around the lake all day, damage is being done. We tell ourselves that our beloved bass tournaments are okay because we release our fish and we watch them swim off to the depths after we caught them earlier in the day, put them in our live wells, drove them around the lake all day, sacked them up at the end of our fishing day, took them to the weigh-in stand, mugged for pictures after that. But we saw them swim off at the end of the day, so that makes it okay. Warning, what you're about to hear might make you feel a little uncomfortable. I hope it does. In November, an article on Wired to Fish by Shay Baker highlighted a recent study by Auburn University on fish mortality in bass tournaments on Alabama's Coosa River. The results of the study were grim, to say the least, when it comes to fish survival after being transported and weighed in. As much as 45% of the bass caught in the tournaments that were part of this study were found to have suffered from pre-release mortality. That means they died in the live well or at some point during the day. Or post-release mortality. That means they died in some other part of the lake after being dumped there by the live release boat. What's more troubling is that as anglers, we always strive to bring our biggest five to the weigh-in. That means a larger portion of the lake's big fish are going to be affected. Guess what? The bigger fish, they're the females, right? The study found that a disproportionate amount of these dying fish were females. That's not going to be good for future spawns. The results of the study are alarming, and it begs the question, what can we, as the tournament world, do about improving the mortality and delayed mortality directly caused by bass fishing tournaments that we all participate in? We all have a hand in this and a responsibility. Now, the question is, do we still need weigh-ins for bass tournaments? Getting old sucks, but at least with age comes wisdom, so they say. I can remember a time when a weigh-in at a major tournament involved a grocery store meat scale, 10 fish stringers, yep, I said stringers, where the fish were weighed dead, and proudly displayed afterwards. Even the fiercest competitors back then knew that this wasn't a good look for our sport. Smart people realized that something needed to be done to bolster the image of professional bass fishermen. So the concept of live weigh-ins was initiated in the late 1970s, and boat manufacturers scrambled to create live wells for these boats so that fish could be transported safely and weighed alive at these tournaments. The live weigh-in model has essentially remained the same since those first live weigh-ins took place. Yes, we handle fish better today, but we still put these fish through tremendous amounts of stress. We still handle these fish. That cannot be denied. No matter who you are and how strongly you believe and want the live weigh-in to continue, you cannot deny that we handle fish and put them through tremendous amounts of stress. Major League Fishing's Bass Pro Tour does just fine without weigh-ins at the end of their events. Clearly, the top levels of fishing do not need to have live weigh-ins anymore. Kayak tournaments. Kayak tournaments seem to do just fine without live weigh-ins. These kayak anglers are younger and they embrace technology better than some of us old guys do. And nobody seems to worry that they're not able to get up in front of a camera and hold up fish. I mean, they take pictures of their fish and then they let them go. Why can't boat tournaments do that as well? Can bass boat team tournaments, regional events, club events, fruit jar Tuesday night events, can they adapt a similar format? Can they catch fish, put them on a board, take a picture, submit it? Can that be done? I maintain that it can. Something needs to happen. Every one of us knows deep down that more can and should be done to protect the bass that we love to chase. Hats off to clubs around the country that have already adapted measuring boards instead of weighing in. When are the rest of us going to follow suit? I'm Keith Neiswanger. This is the Bass Tour Anglers Podcast. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you'd like to reach us, please send us a direct message on Instagram at Bass Tour Anglers Podcast. Take care. Be safe. We'll talk to you next time.